Hey there. It has been almost 2 months. Actually, it's been 2 months since I released an episode. I have been taking this summer to just be present with my family and do all of the summer activities and to just be present and figure out some things as I move forward in this pregnancy and my kids are starting school. Just so much going on. So I've taken the summer off a little bit, but I am happy to be back. So almost 6 years ago, I gave birth to my first baby, my son, as you know, via an unexpected and traumatic C-section. And his birthday is really a day that I'll never forget in a positive and grieving sort of way. And now, as most of you know, I'm pregnant again with my third baby, another boy. And I'm due right around the same time as my son's birthday. So this is also my last baby. So this is my third and my last. And there's a lot coming up for me as I prepare for the rest of this pregnancy and this birth. And in this episode, I really wanted just to share some of the thoughts, emotions, and reflections that have been coming up for me for this, really what I would call a full circle moment coming up for this birth. I'm your host, Hannah Gill, and this is Motherhood Flow. So December has always been an interesting month for me. Obviously, it's the holidays and there's a lot going on, but it's also the month I became a mom for the first time, which is very exciting. I look back on that fondly with so many memories and emotions. But it's also the month that I experienced that birth trauma that took me a long time to work through and process. If you don't know, my first birth did not go the way that I imagined. I walked into it very hopeful and I felt like I was prepared. But I came out of that experience really questioning everything. I felt blindsided and shocked, and really questioning my ability to birth, my body's ability to birth a baby. So now, almost 6 years later, I had that C-section with my first. I had a very beautiful, healing, empowering, unmedicated, low intervention VBAC with my second, my daughter, in May of 2022. And now I am pregnant with my third, and it's another boy. And I'm due right around the time of my son's birthday, so the anniversary of the first birth. And it's really emotional, to say the least. It's bringing up a lot of emotions, both positive, negative, all the feelings. But I know that I am not the same person I was then. I'm not the same mother I was then. And this pregnancy, I'm going through it again, but with more experience, more perspective, more support. And I'm really, really excited. So here's some stuff that I've really been thinking about as I get ready for this next birth and the end of this pregnancy. So, of course, the timing of everything brings up a lot. I'm due around the anniversary of a birth where I experienced trauma, and that has stirred up some old feelings and some old memories, but it's also helping me revisit parts of that experience and process and reflect in a new way, in a different way. So although it's bringing up a lot of emotions, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm able to look back on those and just process, reflect, and move forward in a new way. And since this will be my last pregnancy and birth and postpartum experience, that adds a little bit of weight to everything, but it also gives me clarity about what matters most as I go through this experience. So I know this is going to be my last pregnancy and my last baby. So I'm approaching it with more intentional and present energy, more love, and just reflecting on the journey that I've had since becoming a mother for the first time and how much I've grown since then. And I'm really trying to choose, peace over pressure to have the quote unquote perfect birth or to compare it to my first VBAC experience, because this is a different pregnancy. It's a different baby. It's going to be a different birth compared to my last two. So with my first VBAC, I was so focused on just preparing and having the VBAC, but I wasn't really present and intentional with everything. especially since my labor and birth went so quickly. It was only 4.5 hours, so I didn't really feel like I had time to be present and to really reflect and be in the moment and what was happening. So this time I really just want to walk in feeling calm and supported and present. Even if I have another fast labor, I'm going to do my best to be present in the moment. And I want to make a point that, yes, this pregnancy and birth are bringing up a lot of similarities as my first. So I'm due in December again. It's a boy. And I'm not trying to erase or replace my first experience or my first birth story. I'm always going to carry it with me, but I'm also making space for this new story, even though it has similarities to my first. And it really feels, like I said, a full circle moment. So there's just a lot of feeling like, okay, yes, I'm due around the same time. It's another boy. This is all bringing me full circle. I've grown so much. I've matured as a woman and a mother, and it's just really exciting. It's an exciting experience, bringing me full circle. It's my last baby, and I'm just very excited and hopeful and optimistic for the rest of this pregnancy, my birth, and my postpartum experience. So I've had people ask me, like, how do you prepare for a new birth when your last one was traumatic, or maybe there are similarities in the timing and the overlap just kind of brings all that trauma back? And my answer really is to give yourself space to feel and experience both. You can be excited, but you can also be nervous. You can want a different outcome without pretending that the past experience did not happen. And this is your story and your baby's story, and you get to hold space for all parts of it. So I want to just remind you that if you're in a similar situation and you're preparing for another birth and you're finding that old emotions, maybe positive, maybe negative, are coming up, I see you. I'm in a very similar experience as you, and it's okay to feel it all. This is really, like I said, this birth feels like just a full circle moment for me. And it's the same due month. It's a boy, and it's the same season of the year, and I'm not the same mom I was then. I'm not the same woman I was then. So if you're navigating something similar, just know that you have grown. Your experience helped you grow and learn. And I hope you know that you're allowed to feel everything that's coming up, and you're more prepared than you think you are to move forward with this new experience with confidence and clarity. And I look forward to sharing more with you as the rest of my pregnancy progresses and unfolds, and obviously sharing my birth story, postpartum experience after this baby is born. And I'm just really excited and hopeful. So until next time, keep flowing. You just finished another episode of Motherhood Flow. For more, head over to thehannahgill.com or on Instagram @thehannahgill. As a reminder, this podcast is provided to you for educational and entertainment purposes only. It should not be considered a substitute for medical advice. Until next time, keep flowing.